Welcome back to another week, and it is time for a bit of ingenuity. That slab weighs a lot and I need to move it to pressure wash it because I think I'm going to use this for the back of one of the benches because I need a big back on one of the benches rather than a skinny back like that one to allow us to put this interpretation board in. Now we wanted to do it out of a big slab that came from in the plantation. Now the only trouble is getting that. There is a piece of elm that's due to come down, but it isn't down, and getting access to it is not going to be as easy as using this, which is actually a piece of Scots pine. There's plenty of Scots pines in there, so that kind of ties in. Obviously it's not from in the plantation itself. So I now need to take it to the pressure washer, which is just over there, to see what condition it's actually in, because I milled that about 5 years since. So it might be a bit soft on some of the edges, but that's okay because we need to do a bit of cutting. But bench number 1, bench number 2 in bits there. I'm just waiting for Seb to come down and he's going to give us a hand to build bench number 2, which might actually end up as bench number 3, including that, depending what he thinks of that. We have options. See you in a bit. Have slab, will travel. Woo. It's not very easy to steer. Well, I didn't expect it to look like that. That is absolutely beautiful. Obviously the colour is a bit more definitive because it's wet. But look at that. It needs a bit of a level off and a smooth, but I don't want to lose too much of that colour. And that's being pressure washed off. So that's the algae. Check that out. Happy with that. So, turn that off. I've decided to put 3 legs on the big bench. I did say last week I was going to put 2 legs on because that is only about 30 centimetres shorter than this one. But this bench has to be a showpiece. It's a front, it's going in under the pagoda at the entrance, so it needs to stand out, and 3 legs, and potentially, I need to check with him, this as a back piece is gonna look pretty epic. And what I did notice is that this shape's kind of like the same shape as North Barule, which is quite cool. I do obviously have another log because I am short of 2 back uprights and 2 front uprights, so that one and that one for another bench. So I've got another log on there, but somehow I've managed to lose the nuts off the side of the chainsaw. So, well, not off the side of the chainsaw, but basically this mill works by you put a plate, which is on the back of the pickup, so I'm not walking there. You put a plate on here, then you put the normal nuts onto the side of these extensions, stud extensions. Now, when I was milling, I was using the Stihl, the 441, when we did the rest of these logs. And I took the chain off when I got to the end of the cut. And I can't find the nuts now. So I don't know where I've put them. I do have spares at home. I have 1 spare in the pickup, but I do have spares at home. I am probably going to use the... what's this, 560 XP, the Husqvarna, to do this cut because it's just here. The chain was sweating here. Chain was a bit goosed on the Stihl, on the 441, and it's only a little log. So that's got an 18-inch bar on it. It doesn't have a ripping chain on, but I'm not worried about that because it will still cut. It just won't cut as well. So we've got to get a 6x4 out of this, and then what I will probably do is cut it into a 6x4 and then take the 4x4 out of that end. Yes, that is the plan. Seb should be here momentarily, so I will then find out what he thinks of my plan with this. What we could probably do is cut a straight line along it. Obviously not when it's on the wheelbarrow, because wasp. Because it's likely to cut the wheelbarrow in half. But cut a straight line along it, and then put it as the back on there, and then work out what we're going to carve, if anything, onto it. Because the more I think about this, the more I'm wondering if it needs anything on it. You know, it's an interpretation bench, but what better interpretation of a woodland environment than a bench to sit and enjoy the woodland environment? Maybe I'm just being a bit philosophical. Oh well, crack on. So this is the backrest. I've planed it down, I've lightly sanded it because it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just going to do a bit of a reveal of what the colours are going to come out as. So to do that, I'm going to chuck a bucket of water on it. Bucket of water. That's not muck in the bottom, that's leftover resiny concrete which is stuck, so that's not going to come out. It's going to be left for a couple of days now, and then hopefully I will get some oil on it, so it will get wet, so I'm not really too worried about that. So let's have a look, see what this comes up with. So the idea of the water is it works like the oil would and brings out the colours in it. So here we go. So we just pour that along that. So that's what this piece of wood is going to look like once it's been oiled. Look at that. Beautiful. I love this bit. That's really nice. And around there. Obviously, you can just see here, I just need to do a bit more sanding. It's just a little lip there. Didn't see that. I might actually bring the belt sander down, but straight into my shoe. That's absolutely beautiful. And obviously these benches, when they get wet, don't look any different. Right. So really, really happy with how that's coming out. So I've got one more bench worth there, and I need to mill that log. I did find the nuts. They were stored really safely in underneath the handle of my box with all my drill bits in. Which then had the box with the chainsaw bits on top of it. So when I pulled that out, I spotted them. So yeah, I got to mill this to make 2 backs and 2 fronts legs for it. So that should be absolutely grand when that's done. No, really liking them. Very happy. That one is stupidly heavy. See you in a bit. Oh, hi there. I've got to change the oil in the back of one of the tractors running over there. So I need to have a look at the user manual. And what better to do than sit on this lovely bench that I've just found. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we've got the tractors running, so it's just heating up the oil. I'm changing the transmission oil. And what we are going to do is a bit funny. Is you're going to drop the oil out of the old tractor, the very old one, the Ford 5000. Well, it's not very old. My 35's older than it. But drop the oil out at the back of the 5000. That will be got rid of, and then when we drop the oil out of the New Holland, that will go into the back of the Ford, because the New Holland needs newer oil, and we want to keep the same oil in, and that oil is ridiculously expensive. So I think the service kit was about 1,200 quid for filters and oil. So I'm going to be doing that. I don't know if I'm going to get any video of it, but yeah, hey, it feels like winter's here. Look at this jumper, still got shorts on. Bit of jumper on. It's a bit bloody cold, to be honest, and it's 10:30. Should be like steaming hot now. It's the middle of September. Anyway, I better get reading. It's just a small book. So, underneath the tractor, and I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but there's one tractor drained. So that's the Ford 5000. Beautiful machine, and it's sat there for 2 months without doing anything, and it started first turn. Absolutely brilliant. If you left one of these ones, battery would be dead after that. This is obviously the underneath of the New Holland, which is actually very clean. It's so clean because we've been topping grass with it, and all the grass sweeps the bottom of it nice and clean. So you do get some. I just had to clean some muck off from around where the oil emptier, where the drain bung is. But most of it's clean. So I'm going to drop the oil out of this, and then up there is one of the filters I've got to change, and there is the other filter. So I'll get the oil dropped, Then I'll leave it over lunch to drain down. Then I'll try and swap them filters and then get it filled back up before the end of the day. That is the plan anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to, a different view of a tractor. You wouldn't want to try and lie down underneath it. Obviously there's a fair bit of clearance and I'm not small, but I keep finding grease nipples. There's one there that I didn't know was there. I think I've done them two before, but yeah, keep finding grease nipples. And the wind's blowing dust into my eyes. I'm off. It's in a bit. Now all the filters are done. It's a long job putting 62 litres of very expensive oil back into here. So I just tried an electric pump, didn't work. Oil's too thick. So it's back to the manual method and get this sorted. Perched on top of tractor, just changed the cap filters on this, one on each side. There's one more filter, I can't lean back too far because I'll fall off. One more filter in behind the seat in there, and then that's all the air filters done. Right, let's try and not fall off this once it comes down. There is a step, but when the door's not open, there's nowhere to go, so you just end up coming up against that. Oil's back in, you can hear it, but you probably can't see it. Over there is the Ford. Oil's back in that. That's just running for me to double check the hydraulics. Pile of filthy air filters here. That's an engine. This is what an engine on a modern tractor looks like. The cooling pack at the front all folds out so you can clean that and get in to service anything. Obviously turbos and what else? Oh, bits of all sorts in there. Can't really see much. I do have the engine oil still to do, which the filters are down there behind that panel, which comes off. But I'm not going to do them today. I don't have time to sort that. What I do need to do is get some sand on this floor, because there's a big pile of oil under here, and just trying to have something which can take that volume of oil. I had the biggest tub I could find, that one there, the red one. And it's still overflowed, and we have filled a 20 litre tub as well. But yes, so hang on. Will it let me show you this? Maybe. So, why can't I get? Well, there you go. That kind of shows what it does, but obviously it gets on the way here. So I think I'm supposed to have done something else first. Maybe that goes up first. Oh, can't remember. Oh, yeah, there. It's on a slide. So you open it, you lift it up, and it'll come out over the top of that. But I don't need to do that because I'm not washing it. So, right, where are we at? Yeah. So I'm going to get that finished. I have been absolutely overwhelmed by the support we've had for our sponsorship. I think as of close of business today, and when I finish doing this video, we should have just shy of £800 donated to us to help us support I'll Stand Up to Suicide, which is absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. You know, literally, was it Tuesday? I was at, well, we were, it's not just me, it's the two lads as well, were at £400, just shy of £400. So we had, I think it was £120 to go to his goal. We are currently sat at £590, and someone has incredibly pledged £200 towards us, which is absolutely amazing and is really going to help things. So we maybe need to aim for double as goal. Should we aim for £1,000? We've still got 3 weeks to go-ish, I think. Must have. Do we aim for £1,000 raised? Which I can't believe. I thought we should have gone for 250. The boys persuaded me to go for 500 when I set it all up. And now to be thinking there is a chance that we might be able to hit 1,000 is just nuts. And I can't get over how much people have donated and given to this cause, and to allow us to support I'll Stand Up to Suicide and all the work that they do on the Isle of Man, supporting people who unfortunately in that situation where they feel that suicide might be the only way out. And they also do a lot of education and training. I would like to try and do one of their training courses if I can get the time. But I work on my own. I talk to a camera all day. I don't really see a lot of people, but if you've got any interest and you are on the island, or even if you're in the UK, there's loads of these courses available to highlight you to finding and spotting the signs of suicide to allow you to prevent in the future. Yes, right. I'm going to get this filter swapped and I might see you later. We'll see. Well, look at that. Pumpkins everywhere. Absolutely brilliant. And swallows. Lots of birds around as well. Blue skies and apparently lightning strikes over that way. That's nowhere near me, so don't worry. I'm perfectly safe. That's over Ireland. It's a long way away. That's probably about 60, 70 miles away from us. Just done a live up on the channel beginning with T, and one of my supporters absolutely showered me in gifts, which is fantastic. So I said that anything that I do make off lives or videos will be donated over to I'll Stand Up to Suicide before I go away, well, before I do the event. And I went to checked it at the end of it and I made 2 cents. So that's 1 penny. So I think I'll donate definitely more than that as I get close to it. Pumpkin wise, look, it's getting there. It really is. That area's almost as dense in there with pumpkins. Really happy. The plants never really got any size to them. They're still very small. Obviously everything went very dry not long after they were planted. So that has kind of affected everything, but we have pumpkins. And of all sizes and shapes and colours and all sorts as well. So next year we'll definitely have it even better, because we're getting better year on year. Apart from last year. We'll forget last year. Last year didn't exist. Last year was a blip. So yes, I'm going to head off now. Absolutely brilliant to show you what we've been up to this week, and I can't wait to see you next week and hopefully get some video of us. Whoa, look at these. Look at them. Oh man, they're so cute. Look at them. Get some video of us training and stuff like that, because that's just not embarrassing at all, running. So thank you so much for likes, subscribes and follows, and I shall see you next week. Take care.